Hello, welcome to the newest installment of Hey Dear Blogs Interactive Interviews. Today we're going to have an interactive cooking session with Spicy Cajun. Spicy
Hey,
Cajun, hi
hi
honey.
there. Hi there.
Hi. So Spicy Cajun is of course from Louisiana. Let us know what the town is, ma'am.
My town is Natchitoches, Louisiana. It is the oldest city in the state of Louisiana.
That's
And
awesome, awesome. So we have here her book. I have picked out a few recipes, but before I start, I just want to show you. If you go through the book, you're going to find love for family. You're going to find love for her town, as well as plenty of recipes to suit many tastes. Miss Spicy Cajun is a local poet, and she's going to also share some of her poetry that's presented here in her book. We will be having today, I'm going to make her crab meat au gratin recipe. Miss Spicy Cajun is going to make a roux for gumbo, and then I'm going to come back and make the caramel pecan pie. So before we get started working here, let us know a little bit about yourself and the motivation for creating this book.
okay, in my book, if you purchase it, contact me at Spicy Cajun, SPCYKJIN. Is that right? SPCKJKIN. But I'll give it to you again later. It's
Okay.
SPCKJIN at live.com. But
Okay.
anyway, I initially started writing recipes and I was going to just share them with my granddaughter, for later. And I
Mm-hmm.
collected quite a few recipes that I was writing. And I went to visit back home in Louisiana, and visit Dookie Chase restaurant. And Miss Dookie Chase had a cookbook there. And I purchased one of her cookbooks and she signed it. And I told her I had a bunch of recipes that I was writing for my granddaughter. She told me to put them in a book. And so that was the influence to get me to write a cookbook. And I was supposed to give her a copy, but unfortunately she passed away before I could get her a copy of my book. So in my book, I go through several different recipes that's very close to my family of why we cook them. And one of the main ones that everyone practically knows Louisiana is famous for is gumbo. And
Yes.
so that's what I will be doing today, is showing you actually how to make the roux for gumbo. The roux for gumbo is what makes the color of the gumbo. I'm going to show you a little secret, though, to get that color. Instead of doing the hard work, I'm going to show you a little secret.
So
But
excited. So
but
excited.
off of that, I also have what I use in the gumbo, the seasonings. I have these seasonings here. You
Mm-hmm.
can see them. This is what I use in my gumbo. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about is something called filet.
Mm.
Filet is a grass root that is grown in Louisiana, and then it's chopped up and it comes out in a grain, and it's
I've
called,
never heard of that.
yeah, it's called filet. And I'm trying to not mess this up so much. And it's called filet. So
Filet. Oh, okay. Like fish fillet. Filet.
File with apostrophe for French,
Okay.
filet. Hmm. So I also have poems in my book. So after I make this roux, I'm gonna read one of my poems for you. But I'm gonna show you the roux, how we make the roux for the gumbo.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get started over here with the crab meat au gratin. I already have my oven preheated to 375 degrees per your book here. And I'm just going to go through the ingredients. We have 1 cup of onion. We have 1 rib of celery chopped here. And because I'm a little bit lazy with chopping, I did buy all of my veggies are pre-chopped from good old Safeway. Whoop whoop! Safeway shout out for the they have a great vegetable section. I have here 2 sticks of butter. I have Kerrygold butter instead of margarine. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And I have 1 can of evaporated milk. It took me a minute to find it was on the bottom of the shelf. I have 4 eggs that I need to separate to get the egg yolks. And then I have 1 cup of chopped green onion. And again, to make things easier, I have this is approximately 12 ounces of shredded cheese. So it's 8 ounces in 1 pack, 4 ounces left in the other. And again, because I could not locate the lump or back fin crab meat, I had to get faux crab meat. I'm sorry. Hopefully it works out. And this is 8 ounces per pack. So to get 1 pound, will I use both packs or 1 pack?
1 pack.
1 pack, okay. And I have flake style and chunk style. So you think I should
Unless you want it more meaty, you can use both. And remember,
I like meaty and I like cheesy. I mean,
so you might want to make
honey.
it more. Please note that when you're cooking, you can always make substitutes to your flavor, to your desire.
Okay. So do you want to talk me through this preparation? And I'll just do the work while you tell me what I'm doing.
Okay. Let me go to your au gratin crab meat. Okay, you got to saute your onions, celery in margarine until the vegetables are transparent.
Okay. So I'm going to start off here with the first stick of softened butter because I did not use margarine. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Now I'm going to use the first stick for the sauteing, and then I'll add the second stick later.
Yes, you're gonna stir in your flour until blended.
Okay. All right. Let's get moving.
Okay. I'm gonna start off with my roux.
Okay.
Show them how to do the roux, which is very, very simple, everyone. Now, but before I go on, once your veggies are transparent, then you stir in the flour until blended.
Okay.
So let me know when you get to transparency.
Yes, ma'am, will do.
So starting off with the roux, you have oil. Now, we're not going to use all this oil because we're just making a little small roux, but I put it in the cup to show you the roux, how I'm going to make it. You have to get your skillet hot, though. My skillet is not hot enough. I turned it off because I didn't want it to burn when I pour it in. So
nothing you have worse than burned butter or burned grease.
Yes. So I put it in there to allow it to get hot. So once it gets hot, I'll start stirring. So are your vegetables transparent yet?
Not yet. I just got all the butter melted there, and now I'm putting in my onion,
Okay.
a white onion. All right, so Zoom just let us know that we were running out of our 40-minute time, but they have increased it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Zoom.
Thank you, Zoom. So, so Spicy, tell us more about the recipes that you've included. Were they handed down?
Yes, what we do in where I'm from in Natchitoches, they are famous for Natchitoches meat pies. If you know anything about Natchitoches, Natchitoches is the location where the film or the movie Steel Magnolias was made.
Really?
Yes. So in that movie, they actually talk about the meat pies. But so meat pies is something empanadas. I think that's what other people
Empanadas?
call. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's what they
empanadas.
call them. But we don't call them that. We call them meat pies. And there was a place in Washington D.C. that actually made them, but they are now closed. Called Acadiana, but it closed 2 years, 2 or 3 years
Okay.
ago. It
Okay.
closed. So, but that's one of the most popular foods, and one of the locations there still make it, and you can actually order meat pies frozen to be sent to you from that location.
And for
Also,
the meat, is it different? Different? Is it beef, pork, chicken,
yes, and seafood. You can get
and
three different kinds.
hopefully seafood? Yes, love that. All right, we're doing pretty good here. Showing us something. Now be careful not to mute yourself.
The one I have is beef. Someone was trying to call on my phone. That's why I don't like to use the phone. Um, the one I have in the book is beef. It is
Okay.
seafood or pork, but you can always substitute. Another thing I want to tell you about the book is on the second page where you see the horse-drawn carriage. That's
Yes.
during our Christmas festival, one of the most famous things, another famous thing that we have there. If you saw
Yes.
Steel Magnolias, it was also in Steel Magnolias about the Christmas festival. And during the Christmas festival, people come from all over the country actually to our Christmas festival. I want
That's
to tell you about one more recipe, which is the sweet potato biscuits. They are so good. Sweet,
so I had a inner battle because I like carbs, and I was trying to figure out if I was going to try to make the biscuits or the pie. The reason I chose the pie is because my mom loves pecan. So
oh,
I'm making the pie in her honor so that I can taste it and make it for her later when I visit back home in Tennessee. But yeah, I had a hard time making a decision. I really did.
okay. Is your vegetables transparent yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now you're gonna stir in your flour.
Okay. I have 1 cup of flour. And am I just gonna sprinkle it in a little bit at a time or
Now
just dump it in?
make a well in the center of the flour. You can pour it in there, but you got to like put a well in it, like a
Okay.
hole.
In the center of the vegetables, make a well.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because you're gonna slowly pour in your milk.
Now, am I trying to brown the flour?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're stirring it constantly until the flour and milk and egg, and you're gonna add the egg yolks at one time. It don't need to be brown brown.
Okay. All right. So I have my flour, and then I need to slowly pour in
Slowly
my
pour
milk.
in your milk. Slowly. stirring constantly until the flour and the milk are combined. Now, for those waiting on Kay's recipe to continue, my oil it still doesn't feel hot enough for me, but I'm gonna go ahead to show you that you add some flour. I'm gonna do teaspoons at a time. And just so you know, I normally don't measure anything, really, because I just know what I need.
So there is a meme on Facebook that says, and I'm paraphrasing, that not to use measurements, just keep adding seasoning until your ancestors tell you when to stop.
That's exactly the way I cook. I just keep adding seasonings, and I keep dropping this phone. Sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm using a whisk. Okay, you have your
I have my milk and my flour in the skillet, and now I need to add my eggs.
Yeah, add your eggs at one time, and then put in your seasonings, your salt, pepper after you do your egg. Okay, I'm gonna add some more flour. I added 1 teaspoon. Remember that. I mean 1 tablespoon. Sorry,
Okay.
1 tablespoon. And then
Because separating eggs is not something that I do very well.
okay.
When I was stationed in Belgium, I got this little device here. So you crack the egg in it, and then you shake the white out, and all you have left is the yellow. How cool is that?
That is fantastic.
That makes things so much easier, right?
Now, for everyone who's watching me with the roux, this is what it looks like that I'm making roux. So you have to make it to get thick, correct? So you don't need that much to add to your gumbo. So I'm gonna add some water to the roux, just enough to make it thicker. And it's still white, right?
Yeah.
It is still white. We don't want it white to go in the gumbo. So the little hint that I told you that I do is I add something called kitchen bouquet. That's the little secret.
What is it? Spell it.
It's kitchen bouquet.
All right. So what we're gonna do when at the end when we post this, we're gonna post some of your special seasonings, some links to it.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna put my egg whites in the fridge to preserve those. And now I have all 4 of my yolks.
And you got to get ready to start adding your seasoning.
Okay.
Once all of that is combined good.
Now all of the mixture is pretty thick right now.
Okay.
So because I like Sazon seasoning, I'm gonna add 1 packet of this.
Okay. That's your taste.
It's my preferred taste.
Yes.
Actually, I'll do 2 packs because of the amount of meat and cheese we're putting in here.
Now, when you make roux, your roux should be chocolate. That's the color it should be. Chocolate. Just like this. Remember it was white? Now it is chocolate. And then you will simply add this roux to your gumbo, which my gumbo is already practically ready. And I'm adding that roux to my gumbo. And I'm going to take over the phone so you can see. See my gumbo here? Can you see the pot?
Bring it down a little bit more. There we go.
I want the phone to fall in. You see the gumbo?
A little bit. We see the corner. There we go. We see it on the corner.
Oh, my finger's in the way. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Look at
That is the
that. That looks
gumbo.
delicious.
That is the gumbo with the roux added to it. And it makes the color that I told you, the chocolate. We love chocolate. I know I do. If nobody else.
Chocolate food, chocolate mint, chocolate milk. I mean, what kind of chocolate are we going for right here? Now you know. All right, so let's talk about what I got going on here. This mixture is pretty thick.
Uh-huh. It should
That's
be.
normal?
Yeah, it should be thick.
Okay.
You added all of your you added your green onions also?
No.
So you're supposed to add your salt, pepper, red pepper, black pepper, and your green onions.
Okay.
After you stir that a little bit, then you're gonna gently add your crab meat because you know it can break up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna let.
What I'm trying to do here is just fold the ingredients in. That's the point.
Yes.
Because there ain't no more stirring to be had.
No. You're gonna because you wanna gently add your crab meat. So you added your crab meat yet?
Nope. All right.
Gently.
So,
You don't want it to tear unless you like it really stringy. But
so I'm using the flake style.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of breaking it up with my hand.
Okay.
Because even though it says flake, it's still kind of firmly together.
It's chunky.
Yeah.
Okay. You said you like lots of meat, right? So you're gonna add both packs?
Well, I think because it's so firm, I probably won't add both packs.
Okay. Because you didn't need both packs, no.
Yeah. So with this particular recipe, is it more like a dip?
Yeah.
Or a side dish?
It's more like a dip, but I mean, some people just eat it by itself. They like it so much.
So you can eat it on crackers.
Yes.
Tortilla chips.
You can be healthy and put it on some celery.
That, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can.
And if you were, say, gluten intolerant, I guess you could, instead of using regular white flour, could you use almond flour or coconut flour? Needs more liquid. There's not much liquid in here.
Substitute it, yes.
Yeah. So, and I also I cut the heat down.
And you got your pan ready? Do you already have your pan ready?
I have a pan right here. I don't think it's big enough, so I have 2 of these.
You should have greased it already.
Okay. Now, let me ask you about the other stick of butter. I didn't put both in, so I should have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You might want to just leave a little bit out and grease your pan too, so you won't
Yeah, that's what I'm
have
doing.
excess. No, yeah,
So I'm gonna put a little bit in both pans.
yes.
Put the rest in here. All right. So all of the ingredients are in here except for the cheese.
You're gonna top it once you put it in the pan. You're gonna top the pan with the cheese.
So it's not integrated. Okay.
No, you want to top it. You want it laid on top of the.
Could we integrate it though?
If that's the way you want to eat it, but the cause of the cause for the cheese is to be on top. So when you eat it, like a dip,
Uh-huh.
like the nine cheese dip or whoever dip, when they have all those layers and then they have it topped off with cheese.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
that reason, yes.
Well, because I like cheese, I'm gonna put this
You
because
want to
I
put
like
something
cheese, I'm gonna put this open pack
in there, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna be real cheesy, okay?
Yeah. And then the other pack, I'll split it between the two pans.
Yes, okay. Well, while you're doing that, we're gonna revert back to my gumbo, and I'm gonna show you guys. I have brown rice. I somewhat eat healthy, so I mix it. I have healthy and then just good old southern. So I have this healthy brown rice, and then I take my gumbo and I lay it up on top of the rice. My gumbo has Cajun sausage, shrimp, and chicken. And the other ingredients are, I have the green peppers, onion, and celery. That's called in Louisiana the Trinity. And you add that, and my seasonings, as I told you, I put cayenne pepper or hot red pepper if I can find it. What else? Creole Cajun season by Tony Chachery, however you say his name, and black pepper. I never use salt because my Cajun seasoning has enough salt in it. And this is what I'm gonna take the phone, and this is what the gumbo comes out like. Now I had the rice on top, but I put a whole lot in here because I'm gonna eat all of that. It's gonna be good. Okay. Okay. Now, Kate, are you ready to put it in your pan and put your cheese on top?
Yes, ma'am. So I have two 9-inch round pans, and I split my mixture in half between the two pans and flattened it out. Okay.
Okay. While Kate is putting her food in the oven, because she has to put it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to read you a poem that I also include in this book, because my book is not only about recipes, it's about my culture. I am from a Native American city, and when a Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana, if you guys remember back in 2005, it gave me such heartache and pain because I was all the way up here and I had lots of family members in New Orleans, family members in Natchez, family members all over the state of Louisiana that was affected by Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita. So when I am affected by something, I usually take to writing. So I wrote this poem called One Drop. The clouds darken. Here comes the flood. The winds blew. Here comes the flood. The water flows, the flood. We are trapped, the flood. Doom upon us, the flood. Tragedy in our country, the blood. We yelled, we screamed, our blood. We cried, we prayed, our blood. We band and joined together, our love. We dried our tears, our love. We're mad, we're pissed, our souls. Stay together, band again, our souls. Don't forget, never forget our blood. One drop of it. That's spicy Cajun, y'all. I love sharing
I
my
see.
blessings.
I absolutely love that poem. So when I got my copy of your book and I went to, flipping through the pages and I got to that one blood, one drop, and I was like, wow, how
Yes.
pertinent is that it was written during a tragic time in global history because it was an act of God. It wasn't us doing something to one another as a human race. This was something that there was no control over. However, the response to it,
Yes.
it could have been better. We know that. Um,
Yes.
when that particular incident happened, it affected me deeply because I had just separated from the military, from the Air Force. I felt so useless. I knew that there was a response coming. I knew that the Air Force would be doing drops, bringing in supplies, food, humanitarian aid, and I could not help at all. So what I started trying to do was find organizations in Memphis that would allow me to volunteer to go down and assist. There were organizations preparing to go down, live in tent cities, and help rescue people. And a lot of myself and veterans who were in the area were waiting for a chance to go. And in that waiting, things just escalated. People had to be rescued and moved, and there was a migration to Houston, so on and so forth. But man, that particular poem touched me immediately. So I
Mhm.
appreciate you
Oh,
for utilizing your voice to speak about something that was so tragic and then sharing it with the masses. I'm about to
oh,
put
you're
my
so
pans in
welcome.
the oven, but I just wanted to show
Okay.
you,
Oh, that looks good.
yes.
Okay.
Hey, hey now. I don't follow directions too well though, but we hope it's gonna taste delicious.
Good, girl. You can take that to a trail ride. They'll eat that stuff up.
What?
A trail ride, honey. If you ever go to Louisiana with me, I'm gonna take you when it's a trail ride, baby.
You gonna have to take me to a trail ride because there is no way I ain't never heard
Girl,
of such.
I
Okay.
am a member of a trail ride club, and we have a celebration every Memorial Day weekend. And I haven't been since 2017. But baby, you see me get back there.
Baby,
Oh, I am back home, man. Yay.
I
Yay.
can't wait. I can't wait. All
So
right.
what you doing now?
So you say it needs to be in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm gonna set my timer. I'm gonna set my timer for 13 minutes. I'm just gonna put it right in the middle. And I hope that bad boy go off because it's so old. I've had it for so long that sometimes it doesn't actually make a noise when, when it's time.
Okay. So you're gonna make your next dish the
Yes.
caramel
Yes.
caramel plum pie.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
you're not gonna be able to show us the final
No, but
final.
what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it at the
Okay.
end.
Okay. So you have all your ingredients ready?
Yeah. So I have three eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Three
Yeah.
eggs.
You already beat them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have 1 cup of sugar,
Yes.
1 cup of pecan halves.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I didn't know if we needed salted or unsalted, so I went with unsalted because
I'm
I make.
glad you did. I'm
Okay.
glad you did.
And I couldn't find Smuckers, so I have Hershey's caramel sauce.
Okay, as long as it's caramel. I just put smugglers because that's what I used the last time.
And I have 1 raw hot plate.
Yeah.
Okay. So first things first, I need to beat my eggs together.
Yes. Beat them. Whip them.
Whip them up.
Yes. Really good.
Okay.
With a fork, if you have a fork.
Now this recipe calls for the temperature in the oven to be at 350 degrees. However, I'm at 375 now for the casserole. So should
By
I?
by time you get done, your casserole should be almost ready.
And then I can lower the heat.
Lower the heat. Yes.
Okay.
You don't want it too hot when you're making this pie.
Okay.
Okay, where's your music? What happened to your music?
It's actually sitting right next to the computer.
Oh, okay.
And it may be that I can hear it, and you can't. Sorry.
That's okay. No,
I'll
no
turn it up in
problem.
a minute. But I have my whisked eggs, beat eggs.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let the people. Yeah, whip your egg. Okay, then add your sugar.
Okay, so I'm gonna put them in a bowl,
Yes, in a big bowl.
big bowl.
Mm-hmm. Add your sugar until it's dissolved.
So dissolve my sugar into the egg.
Yes. I'm gonna show the people just in case people think you don't eat what you cook. I do.
Tell us all about it, honey. Every
I,
bite.
I
Describe
eat
that.
I eat what I cook.
Yes.
So this is my gumbo. Mm, mm, mm. I was
Describe the
here.
mouthfeel, please. How does it feel on your tongue?
Y'all need to be here. Mm-mm. Look at this big old shrimp. I went yesterday and bought these shrimp, and the girl said they on sale for $15.99. That was the sale.
Wow. They must not be small. They must be what, large, medium?
Uh-huh. They're large shrimp.
So what else is in your gumbo? You got shrimp.
I have shrimp, what's called andouille sausage, which is a Cajun sausage. I have chicken. Those are the 3 meats I have. Now,
Mm-hmm.
other people add crab to theirs.
Do you
Oysters, all
put
kinds of.
okra in your gumbo?
I can, but I didn't.
You know what we used to call okra as kids?
What?
Snot and boogers. Because between what it looked like and the stringiness,
Yeah, a
so
lot of
clearly
people don't like
I
okra.
don't eat okra.
A lot of people don't eat okra. I love okra.
I want to apologize for anybody who eats okra and may have been offended by that statement. All right, so I got my sugar dissolved in my beat eggs. And now I need to stir in my pecan. Do you say pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
I do too. I don't know what has happened. I don't know why I'm calling it pecans right now. Somebody gonna call me out on that
You
when
in
they
the
watch
city,
it.
girl. That's why you in the city. Now I'm drinking green tea, Gold Peak. If anybody know me and want to get me some, always pick me up. So let me show you what it looks like so you get the right one. Gold Peak green tea. Thank you.
So Spicy, tell us about the cookbook ordering process. How can the people get a copy?
Right now, you can just get a copy from me, but
How
I
would we do
just
that? Cash
Well,
App,
just
PayPal.
I was saying you could order it. It's gonna come a point where you can order it on Amazon. I just been informed by a group that I joined how to get my copyright completed without, it's not a whole lot of hassle. So I have to get it copyright, and then I have a printing company that has agreed to print it for me. So it's gonna look a little different. It's not gonna be this
Okay.
wide because I want it to be more of a tabletop. So
So
it's
I
gonna be a
think
little.
right now in your process, you use Shutterfly as your
Yeah.
production.
Hmm.
Okay. So
But
currently,
if I send anyone one, I'm gonna open up the plastic so I can sign it for you.
okay. So
Yeah.
say today, if
If anyone
somebody
wants
wants
to,
to order, they need to
if
go to
anyone
your
wants to
Cash App.
order from me, yes, at $ spicy SPICY Cajun CAJUN LLC. That's at cash. That's Cash App.
Okay.
All together. Spicy SPICY Cajun CAJUN LLC. And I'ma sell them for $20 because I have to pay for postage. So if
Okay.
you want one, if you cash out me $20 and your address, I will send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
And
So
if you
you
want,
want them to put their address in the remarks on the Cash App?
yeah,
That may not be too safe. So what I would suggest that people do to get their address to you is to send you an email. Do you have an
yes,
email address?
yes. The one that I gave you earlier is right here on the back of the book.
Okay.
SPCYKJIN at live.com.
Okay.
Spicy is really it's the initials of Spicy Cajun live at live.com.
Okay.
It's
So
just good.
just to recap, to order Spicy Cajun's cookbook, can you turn around to the front?
Oh
You're
yes.
going to send her an email requesting and also pay via Cash App. So in the email, she's going to need proof of payment and she's going to need your shipping address. The book with postage and handling is $70. Is that
$20.
correct? Girl,
$20.
did I say $70?
Yes, you did. $20, y'all. I'm
That
giving
means
y'all a
she gonna
discount.
fix some food and send it too.
I'm giving y'all a discount of $50.
She discounting us $50. Where did I get 70 from? Lord Jesus, help me right now, Father God. You know it's hot in here. I got a little fan blowing on me. I got a little bead of sweat on the tip of my nose because I am working.
Go ahead, Kay. And you can email me again at SPCYKJIN at live.com. Please do.
All right, so I'm
And I
at the
can
point of adding the caramel sauce. So
oh yeah.
I beat my egg.
Mm-hmm.
I put in my cup of sugar until it dissolved.
Yeah.
I put in my cup of pecans.
Oh, you already put in the pecans?
Yep. I put in 2 sticks of melted butter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, softened butter. It wasn't completely melted, so I had to beat it down a little bit. And now I'm at the point of putting in my caramel sauce.
Okay.
Am I good?
Yes.
Okay. This caramel sauce smells so good.
Does it?
Yes. So I put half the jar in, and then I'm going to stir to incorporate.
Yes. And then, after you let that sit for about just a minute or so, check on your stuff that's in the oven.
I have
So
2 minutes on the timer, but
okay.
woo, it's so bubbly and cheesy and beautiful in there. Now, for those of you who want, I believe you could add like some panko crumbs or Some kind of a
I would add,
crumb.
do you have any more pecans?
Yeah. You want to add that to the top of the pie?
Yes, I would add that to the top.
Now, as far as I was mentioning the breadcrumbs, I was mentioning that to be on top of your crab meat au gratin if you wanted to put some.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Now, if
Lord.
you was being real country like, you would take your finger and do like that. But that's okay. We got other people looking at us. We
Like
got
that?
other people looking at us. Yeah,
Oh
we
my
got other
God.
people looking.
Honey, that is delicious.
And if you want me to Zoom with you, just email me and let me
Yes.
know. I'll Zoom and cook with you too.
Yes.
Like in my book,
That's that $50 discount right there. The fact that you would do a Zoom meetup and do a cooking.
I'm doing another cookbook. So I have some more items that I'm going to be adding to my new cookbook. And
Yeah,
I will
talk
get
to us
that
about
out.
that.
Yes, I'm adding like, okay, everyone knows collard greens. Everyone. But there's also another greens that a lot of people don't know a lot about. It's called
Mm-hmm.
poke salad. Poke
My
salad.
granny used to cook it, and she grew it on the side of her house.
Yes, my dad cooked me poke salad all the time. It looks just like greens. I mean, it tastes really good. So I'm gonna give you a recipe for poke salad. Also, something else that my dad used to cook or used to make. I'm gonna try my best to make some before I put it in a recipe, which is called cha-cha.
I love
Cha-cha is a group of
it's like a
seasoning,
relish.
vegetables, hot stuff. You can put it in
Yes.
salad. We put it in everything, girl.
Put it on everything. Black eyed peas, everything.
Everything.
So
Cha-cha.
let me ask you about this. Okay, so should it brown on the top?
Yes. You put
Okay,
your
let me leave it a little bit longer then.
uh oh, okay. You about to pour your stuff
Yes.
in your pie?
Yes. So I'm gonna turn my oven down from 375 to 350
Yes.
and let it cool down, even though I still have the au gratin in so they can brown a little bit on the top. But
Mm-hmm.
I have my mix.
Okay.
And I honestly think this mix is enough for 2 pies.
It looks like it is.
Yes. Yes.
But you know what you can make? What we always call. When you make a little bit too much, you just get a pan, another pan or a bowl or whatever, and you pour it in there without a pie crust, and we call it souffle.
So, oh, everything is a souffle when you don't have a crust.
That's right, baby.
I actually bought 2 crusts.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you got another crust. Okay.
Yes. So will this rise at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you put your pecans on.
Okay. So I put half of my mixture in here, and I have another pie crust. I'm gonna let it defrost a little bit.
Okay.
And I'll make a second one. You may be gifted a pie, honey.
Ooh,
I may make a drive to see you.
So you got how many pecans do you have enough to go over the top?
I do.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is try to beat it a little bit and crush them, so that I can have enough for both.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a beater? You beating with your hand? I have a beater in here somewhere. Like I can reach through the phone and give it to you.
Right. Are you gonna help me with your beater?
I was looking for my beater. Like I can give it to you.
You're such a sweetheart.
Oh.
So your second book that is forthcoming.
Yes.
Will you have more family stories? Will you have more poetry, more art?
I have more family stories in there. I have in this book about Madame Laveau.
Yes.
He and I was born on the same day, 100 years apart. So I'm always talking about Madame LaRue in
Yeah,
Louisiana.
show us that picture. I thought that was really interesting, that you were able to connect that history. Can you come up a little closer? Yes, so I see you there. Where were you going dressed up?
I was at a Halloween in here in Washington D.C. area. We have a group called the Louisiana network. We used to call it network, but the Louisiana Connection in the DMV, where as anyone from Louisiana, we connect and we meet up. We used to meet up quite a bit. We used to meet up at the Slam down at the Hyatt downtown to watch the Saints play. But after that closed up, we had to go to several different locations because the venues really aren't ready for us Louisiana people. Because once we get there, it's always over 250 people. And it be so many of us, and they be ordering food and ordering drinks and and the people literally run out of food. So
Yeah.
we have to get someplace where people are ready for a crowd like us. And as I said, we all meet up, and we met up. I can't remember which location this was, but they've closed down now. And we was having a Halloween contest. It was during a football game, but we were having a Halloween contest for costumes. And of course, I hadn't gone out to buy a costume. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get there without a costume on. So I was at work and I took a tablecloth from work and split it in half, split the top up, put my head in it. And then I had my godson.
Wait, what? So
yes.
now that we know that was a tablecloth, you got to put that picture back up.
Yes, it's a tablecloth. And I got my godson who worked with me, I got him to literally draw these fleur-de-lis. He drew
it on. Wow. With you wearing it?
Yes. And I got him to draw that. And then he did another picture and put it on there. And then all I had for my costume was my little doll. That's the only thing I had. So then I took some of the tablecloth and I tied it around my head. And I threw on some beads because all I had was the beads and the doll. And then he painted my face this color with the white stuff. So I won at the costume thing.
You won with ingenuity.
I didn't win first place.
But you won with ingenuity.
Yes, $50. Sure did.
Wow.
That $50 that I'm giving y'all discount, I won.
You are such an inspiration.
Yes, I won it.
You know what? One of the things I love about you is how you just live life, period.
Yeah.
Period.
My motto is share your blessings. And some people don't understand what share your blessings mean. To me, share your blessings means anything about you can share, like your smile on your face. That's a shared blessing.
Right.
If you have knowledge of something, that's a shared blessing. If you have a talent that can help somebody, that's a share. None of that stuff costs a dime.
Not a dime.
None of it costs a dime. You can do that. I mean, you can also share blessings financially, but that's not what sharing your blessings mean to me. Share your blessings in whatever you got that you can share with someone else. Now, if it's financially, if you have some money that you can share with someone, yes. But all these people doing this Cash App, it's my birthday, Cash App me. I think that is just so wrong. And then
Mm-hmm.
another thing I'm going to share with you right
Oh,
now.
break it down.
I share with you to get some insurance, folks. Get some insurance. So when, unfortunately, your loved one passes away, you don't have to do a Cash App request or a GoFundMe request.
Absolutely.
Get some insurance and be covered. So
None
when
of
that
us are immortal. We all will pass. So we
we
need to
all will
prepare.
go.
Yes.
We all will pass away from this life.
Yes.
So it's that, and if you, I mean, even if you want to be cremated, that costs money. I
Yeah.
know people say, well, just cremate me. And so it's free. Funeral homes don't do anything for free. I just want you to know that nothing is free.
And you
So
know
get
what?
you some insurance.
I think some of us, especially those of us who are veterans,
Mm-hmm.
um, we get confused about what the VA is going to do and what the VA is not going to do.
Yes.
There's a cap to what will happen, and if you have to wait until they can, have the resources to bury you, you may have to wait a little while. I mean, there's a schedule,
Yes.
you
I
know.
have experienced that. When my husband passed away, I
Mhm.
experienced what was needed or what the VA could do, which was very
Right.
little of what the VA could do. And they gave him a plot. They, did the service, and he was in, a veterans cemetery and all of that. But it's not a lot. So, of course, we had insurance. So I
Right.
thank God for that. I
Right.
want to give you a little story behind the recipe, as I have in the front of my book. I
Yes.
have behind every recipe lies a story. Growing up in Louisiana, food was always what brought the family together. My mama would have a big family cookout. We had so much fish, sausages, gumbo, rice, greens, just to name a few of the dishes. I enjoyed what we made with our bare hands. My daddy-o cooked, as I said previously, a dish called poke salad. It was so good. I will share these blessings with my grandbaby and hope to preserve these memories with this cookbook, a compilation of perfected recipes, loved and shared throughout the years, from my family to yours, if you purchase my cookbook. Thank you very much. Let me see your okay, that
So
looks
the
good.
pie, I have
And
one
I'm
pie
not
in
even
the oven, but
I'm
I
not
did
even a
want
cheesy
to. Woo,
cheesy person, Kay, but that looks good.
woo. I mean,
Ooh.
just chunks, chunks and chunks and chunks.
Oh, wait, you ain't got
Now,
nobody to share that with?
I do not, honey. Hey, dear has no dear. Now
You
let
got
me
to be
tell you about the Saison seasoning that I use. It does also turn your foods the color like an orangey red.
oh really?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I love
Where
Saison.
do you buy that
It's
from?
hmm,
Where do you buy that from?
in the Hispanic food aisle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a Hispanic seasoning, and they have
Okay.
it in different forms. They have one that is so this is beef bouillon powder, and
Uh-huh.
you know what the flavor is based off the little character in the corner. But they did
Okay.
start putting in English on the back, so it's Spanish
Okay.
on one side.
Okay.
But the this is the one most people know about. You can use it in meats and vegetables. And I
Okay.
mean, it just makes everything taste better. And literally in the instructions, it says 1 packet per person. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to actually do that, but because it does have MSG in it. So
Okay.
people who cannot handle MSG, pay attention when you buy this.
Yeah. I wouldn't do
Um,
one per person. I probably do a half for the meal.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
as a lot of Asian foods they use MSG, and that's why the stuff tastes so good. I don't know what MSG is, but
Something not good for us.
Probably not. So what we're going to do now, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to take pictures of the pies. Miss Spicy will send a picture of her gumbo. And we're going to include that in the final wrap up of the video. But I want to thank you so much, Spicy, for your time and your energy, for your recipes, for your love of culture, honey, for your love of culture.
I love my culture.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
You can take me from Louisiana, but Lord knows you can't take Louisiana out of me.
Don't we know it? Don't we know it?
My kid folks tell me that when I come home, they say this girl been in the city for 30 years. But
and ain't changed.
Nope.
Why change something that is so good? So people, the Hey Dear crowd, Spicy Cajuns Cookbook, we've got family, we've got love, we've got recipes, we've got art, we've got poetry, we've got everything that makes up this exceptional Black woman, Spicy Cajun, right here. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for cooking with us. Hit her up. Her address is on the back of the book. Send her an email. Purchase your book using the Cash app. Send her an email and she will provide you with some follow-up feedback and get your book to you. It may not be the biggest book, but it's chock full of goodness.
It sure is. And remember my motto, share your blessings.
Yes. Hey Dear, signing out. Thank you so much for your time. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.